is the pre-existent Christ the wisdom of Proverbs 8:22? This is what Trinitarians have been saying for a very long time, and they have been lying about this thing the same as they lie about Genesis 1:26, the same as they lie about John 1:1, and so forth. Let's go into this. Proverbs 8:22 says, "The Lord possessed me in the beginning of his way, before his works of old. I was set up from everlasting, from the beginning, or ever the earth was. Before the mountains were," I skipped down to 25, "before the mountains were settled, before the hills was I brought forth." And I can read all of that, and they say, Trinitarians say that wisdom is the pre-existent Christ. But this theory is totally false, because when you start studying Proverbs 8, first of all, wisdom is shown as a feminine or a she. Proverbs 8:2 says, "She standeth in the top of the high places, by the way in the places of the path. She cried at the gates," and on and on. And if you look at chapter 7 or chapter 9, which are the chapters before and after, wisdom is talked about as a female. So Christ cannot be female. Christ cannot be a woman. If you ignore that, then there is no such thing as studying the Bible correctly. If you can get verses and allegorize them and make them say something that it's not even reasonable, how can the pre-existent Christ, that's a false teaching, which they derive from Proverbs 8, how can the pre-existent Christ be wisdom? In chapter 7 of Proverbs, it says, verse 4, "Say unto wisdom, thou art my sister, and call understanding thy kinswoman." Two problems here. That wisdom is called sister. Is Jesus Christ your sister? That cannot be. And it also mentions understanding. In other words, if you allegorize wisdom to be Christ, then who is understanding? Even Proverbs 8:1 says, "Does not wisdom cry, and understanding put forth her voice?" Who is understanding? If Christ is wisdom, who is understanding? Who was also living with God at the very beginning. Wow, that's incredible. This is incredible. And then it also says, "I, wisdom, dwell with prudence, and find out knowledge of witty inventions." So wisdom dwells or lives with prudence. Who is prudence? If you allegorize wisdom, then who is understanding and who is prudence? So you see, this type of interpretation of the Bible, allegorical, does not work, does not fit. It is wrong, and there is no pre-existent Christ.